Hi guys, this is Erika, and in today's video let's talk about revision. But before we start, I want to remind you that we are giving away a free course called How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. All the details are down below. Also, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I would love to help you. My sale is still going. Take advantage of that before the prices go up back to normal. But yeah, I would love to help you on your manifestation journey. I love giving you a plan of action. You'll get results really fast. Because all I do is I remind you that you are the power. You do all the work and you'll get the results. So yeah, if you're interested, all the details are down below as well. But let's start with this video. So I wanted to talk about revision, but from a very different, well, maybe not very, right? But from a different point of view. I've been reading this book by Frederick Dodson called Parallel Universes of Self. To be honest, I don't even know how I found this book, but what do they say? Something about when the student is ready, the teacher will come. Something like that. I think that's what happened to me, right? I was pulled to like finding this book, and so far I haven't finished the book, but it's really, really interesting. I found a couple of interviews with him, or not interviews, but videos of him on YouTube. I don't know. I'm loving the book. He's really, really good. And he's talking about manifestation, but more from like a quantum physics point of view. All that is manifestation, love assumption, explained from a scientific way. So again, I've been loving it. If you want to give it a try, read it. Again, Frederick Dodson, Parallel Universes of Self. I think he has other books, but so far this one, it's really good. And I was like, I think we need to talk about revision, but from this point of view. I'm always trying to find easier ways to manifest easier. That's why, I call myself the queen of analogies. I love analogies because I just like to find a way that in my mind it clicks. It feels easier. It feels fun. Sorry, my dog is making noises. It feels fun, and I like to share that with you, right? Especially things that I have tried, that I know that work. I like to share those with you because I want to empower you. I want you to remind how powerful you are. I want you to remember that you are the power, that you are the creator of your reality. I do believe we come here because we want to experience life through this human body, knowing that we can have it all, but we just forget about it. And so what we're doing with manifesting, we're just waking up, we're remembering who we are, and we're putting that power that we are into practice. That's why I talk about like have fun. Like manifesting is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful or feel like a job, right? Like have fun. Be like, when we were little, like we used to imagine and play, like be that. We're supposed to be that forever. So don't conform to the norms, like, society that, like now, like just you need to be an adult and you cannot have fun, you cannot imagine. No, like we're here to imagine forever because that's how we create our reality, we create our world. But yeah, so let's talk about revision. So with revision, like what we usually do is let's say that we experience a breakup, right, with that specific person. And what we do with the revision is let's say that they tell us like, I don't want to be with you. I don't like you. I'm not interested. I'm not attracted to you, right? Let's say they said mean, hurtful things. So what we're not supposed to do, if we really want that person back, we're not supposed to be replaying those hurtful things they said. So with revision, what you're doing is you're going back in time in your mind and you're just changing the story. So if they said, I don't want to be with you, I don't like you, all you're supposed to do is hear them tell you like, I love you so much. I love being in this relationship with you. I want to be with you forever, right? So you're just in your mind, you're changing the way it went. And you're just supposed to like, every time it comes to your mind, the hurtful things they said, you're like, no, I remembered it wrong, right? Like it went this way. This is what they said. I love being in this relationship, right? But a lot of people have a hard time revising. Like, well, like I feel like I'm lying to myself, and like or you want to think, but it really happened. They did say they don't want to be with me, and they did break up with me, and like I haven't seen them in months or maybe years, right? So that's why I was thinking. And to me, revision is not like, it's not my preferred way of doing things. All I like to do is, or what I was doing before this book was like, there's no past, right? Because I talked about how all the power is in the now moment. So instead of thinking of that past, I will just go, I don't have a past. The only thing that matters is the now moment. Who am I choosing to be in that moment, right? I'm in this loving relationship, so I'm not identifying myself with someone that is broken up, right? No, I identify myself with someone that is in a loving, committed relationship with that person, if that's what I want. So I like to do that, not so much going back and revising, but just like, no, I don't have a past, this is how it is, and tell myself inner conversations from that point of view of, I'm in a relationship. I hear my person telling me, I love you, I adore you, I love being committed to you, I love being in this relationship with you, right? I don't do so much that the typical revision. But again, and I want to remind you guys that this is your reality. This is your quantum, you know, your bubble, right, of life. And in your bubble, in your life, you decide what goes for you. It's your life. It's your game. You decide how to play it. I'm thinking of the book Florence Scovel-Shinn, The Game of Life, and how to play it. It's literally like, start seeing manifestation, the world that we live in, as a game. What are your rules, right? So you set the rules. And I've talked about this before too. The techniques we use, like, the techniques are not the power. You are the power that's giving those techniques the power, right? So you are the technique, and you're the one that has the power that makes those techniques work. So anyways, I don't want to ramble on too much. I don't even know why I went there, but maybe someone needed to hear it. But yeah, talking about revision from this other point of view, hopefully it clicks. So basically talking about quantum physics again, and I've said this before in my videos, all the power is in the now moment. I've said this also in my in my course, how to get your SP back. I have another one about how to manifest your SP back after the breakup, I think. I talk about the power of the now moment. So all that power is in the now moment. And why? Because according to quantum physics, all is happening right now. Many different versions of yourself, many different versions of everyone in your life, of that specific person, right? And many different versions, and everything, past, present, past, future, it's all happening now. That's why we say time doesn't exist, because it's like everything is happening right now, literally. But I wanted to read a little bit from his book, right? And how he explains how everything is happening at once. And then, like, that's how I want to explain revision from this point of view. Okay, so let's read it. So the nature of infinity highways of the soul take the concept of parallel worlds as known in physics and science fiction, bring it down to earth, and apply it in everyday life to change your personal reality. Here's a simplified analogy of how parallel universes apply to you. Imagine hundreds of highways side by side stretching before you. While these highways lead to or come from destinations, the highways are the ultimate destinations. The starting or ending point of a highway contains an experience similar to any other point of the highway. Each highway represents a unique life experience. Each represents a different version of you. Each highway contains experiences, props, people, sceneries, backgrounds, and emotions that are distinct and different. Although on some there may be similarities. Each time you make or change a decision, you change direction. You may move forward, backward, to the right, to the left, to the side, or even switch to another highway altogether. From the viewpoint of infinity, these highways are not actually beside each other, nor are they stacked on top of each other. From the viewpoint of infinity, meaning like what we are, right? We're infinite. They all take up the same space and at the same time. So again, it's happening right here, right now. They're not even linear, but for practical reasons and in an early context, let's see them side by side, representing different versions of you. Some of you are on highways containing experiences leading to destinations that you like. Some of you are on highways you dislike. Most highways are a mix of both. Some of you are moving very quickly. Others are moving slowly, enjoying or enduring the scenery. Others are sitting at the side of the road, having stopped to take a break, to be silent and contemplate their experience on their highway or which highway to take next. Others are sitting on the side of the highway because they don't know where to go. Others stand at a crossroad facing a decision about the further path. Too many still walk or drive down the highway and the mistake believe that is the only highway that exists or the only highway they are able to take. Some have a low quality highway they don't enjoy. Some have a low quality highway they do enjoy. Some have a high quality highway they enjoy. Some have a high quality highway they don't enjoy. The variety of experience is infinite and fascinating to onlookers. The parallel universe concept as applied to the self holds that the multidimensional, infinite, and universal aspect of you is experiencing all highways simultaneously, all happening right now, right? And is traveling, and will travel all of these variations. This oversoul version of self not only travels on all the highways, but also create highways on which it and others travel. You already exist as many different versions of self, even though you, the limited version of you, meaning the human mind, the human self, right, may only be aware of one reality, one version of you. The reason for these limitations is simple. Where you perceive all highways simultaneously, you wouldn't be able to focus on, learn from, and enjoy a single highway properly. When you decide to travel Highway A, another version of you, of yourself, simultaneously deciding on Highway B. The version of you that will decide on Highway B actually does exist in a parallel universe. A short version of the analogy is in which science revolves the concept of parallel universes. Okay, and then he gives an explanation, and I don't want to confuse you, but I hope this makes sense, right? So it's all happening at like right now. There's many, so I want you to see reality. You know, I've talked about like create a story of how you want it to go. Let's say that you're in that breakup. You don't have that breakup. You don't want that breakup, right? What you want to revise. You want to be in this relationship with this person. So if according to this theory, everything is happening all at once, there's many different versions of you, right? So what you're doing, let's say we're talking about highways. What I like to, the analogy that clicks with me, I see it more like a bowling lane. And I've given this analogy. In a bowling lane game, I have my lane and all I care about is my lane, my game, right? But I can see that there's other people playing next to me, but I don't care about their game because it's their game. So I'm focusing on mine. But let's talking about this, right? That parallel reality is all happening all at once. Instead of seeing highways, I see the bowling lane. So but there's many different bowling lanes, and that's every lane, right? It's just a version of me. It's all happening right now. So there's that version of me that was with this person, and that person broke up with me. So, but that's not the game, that's not the life, that's not the story that I want to experience anymore. And in that lane, I'm identifying myself with someone that maybe is not prioritized in relationships, that relationships don't last, that I don't feel good enough, that I feel rejection, right? Whatever the story is, that's why I experienced a breakup. So all I have to do is, okay, well, I experienced this, but I know that this is not what I want for me, because what I prefer to experience is me being in a loving, committed, long-lasting, safe relationship. So all I have to do, right? I jump into the lane, right, into the reality, into the timeline where I've always been safe in my love relationships, where my love relationships have been long lasting, where my partner stays with me forever, right? All I'm doing is just, okay, I'm going to embody, right, that version of me that is still in this relationship. That's how I revise things, right? Thinking like, okay, well, that's another version of me that I don't want to keep experiencing. All I have to do is think from the point of view of that version of me that is still with my person. And instead of having that, well, I have to fix the traumas, I have to heal the inner child, or like, no, I just jump literally into a timeline, into a version of me that has always been lucky in love, that has always had, say, relationships, that this person is madly in love with me and he wants to stay with me forever. He wants to grow old with me. He wants to marry me, because there's that version of me, right? Again, there's many different versions of me and of him. All I'm doing is I'm choosing that timeline where this relationship is perfect and is gonna last forever. And I've talked about, for me, what really resonates with me is that story of The Notebook, that movie, right? That's the type of love that I want to have. So I have to think from that version of me that has that type of love. And I also know that since it's a desire that I have for a relationship, is because there's that version of me that it's already created. So that's how I do revision. And I hope it clicks for you. Again, we're not affirming to manifest, create something out of nothing. No, like every desire you have is because it's already there. There's a parallel reality where you have it. Whatever it is, the love, the money, the body, the travels, the cars, whatever it is you desire, you only have that desire because there's a version of you that exists already in this multi-dimensional universe, right? Parallel realities universe where you already have it. That's why you have the desire. It's impossible for you to have a desire if it's not already yours. And again, it's because there's a version of me that already has whatever it is, my desire. So all I have to think, instead of like, well, I want it but I don't have it, no, oh, I desire that. Guess what? I'm gonna think like, oh, I'm in that reality where I have whatever the desire is. So that's how I do revision. And I've tried it, and believe me, I can see changes fast, because also I'm not seeing myself as just Erika, the human body, right? No, I've talked about this before. Start seeing yourself as you're all just, it's just your consciousness. You are not human. So I remind myself, I am infinite. I'm multi-dimensional, right? All I am is like, I'm just my mind. And the way that I see it, I think I've talked about this before. I've always been interested in, you know, how do you call it? Spiritualist things, like metaphysics. Like I always knew that there was something more than just we're like human bodies, sacks. Like I always believed in other dimensions, spirits, ghosts, angels, all of that, because I could see things since I was very little. And I've always been told that I have that like psychic medium type of gift that I never wanted to develop, because like I was scared. I'm like, I will see and hear things. I'm like, I don't want to hear or see things, because I will see them. And I was little and like it was scary. Anyways, but so the way that I start seeing yourself not as just like a human body, no, see yourself as spirit, as consciousness. And the way that I see it, because that's why I was bringing the ghost topic. I'm sure you watch the movies where like, you know, like when people go to the other side, like it's like their soul, right? And they just go to the light. So you're part of that light. So see yourself as that light. So just consciousness, spirit, soul, awareness. So when you jump from this timeline to the other timeline, I just imagine, and you don't have to do the imaginal, just think it, right? But I see my consciousness kind of like a light that goes from this human body, this timeline, into this other timeline. And I just embody this new version of me that already exists, right? And I just think from her point of view. Another analogy, I'm sure you've played video games, and I used to play this video game where you could see the little character running around, right? Or I could like press a button and I could actually see from inside the character's point of view, right? I could look up and down, and so that's what we're doing. That's how we go to the end. We jump into that timeline where we have that desire, talking about the breakup example. You're just thinking from the point of view of that version of you that is in a love relationship, that is safe, that it's still going, that you're better than ever, that this person is going to stay with you for however long you want it to stay, for life, for a lifetime if you want to, right? So if you're from her point of view, his point of view, how do they feel? How do they see their person? And those are your affirmations. Those are your inner conversations that you're going to have throughout the day. So from their point of view, how are they feeling? Oh my God, I feel so safe. I feel so loved. I feel so adored. How do you see them? Like, oh my God, my person, like, he loves me so much. He's so committed to me. He's so consistent. He's always reaching out. We always hang out. Like, we do this, we do that. Or my favorite technique, like, I hear my person telling me, I love you, I adore you, I'm so committed to you, I'm gonna marry you, like, I want to grow old with you. Like, again, type of the Notebook, right? I nickname my person, he's my Noah, because that's the way that I want to experience. That's the version of him that I'm choosing. I want to experience a partner that is like that. And you might have your own ideal type of partner that you want to experience. Guess what? He or she already exists. So what will they be telling you? How will they be making you feel? Just embody that version of you that already exists according to quantum physics, parallel realities. Try it out, and have fun with it. I'm intending that it clicked, and I'm intending that you'll see a lot of movement. Again, I tried that with my person, and one of the patterns that I was noticing was always, not just with my current person, but in previous relationships, was me not feeling like a priority, right? Because I was carrying this like from childhood of not feeling prioritized and having that fear of abandonment, right? So my person will do things like that will reflect that, like, you're not a priority. Even though, like, we have an amazing relationship, but like he's always really busy because he's a busy person, right? And like, let's say that we had plans to hang out, and he'll be like, I'm sorry, babe, like, I can't, like, I'm busy. Of course, what do you feel, right? Like, but I remind myself, no. Remember who you are. Like, you're not in that timeline where, like, you're not a priority. So I literally, because this just happened recently, we had plans and he had to cancel. I got triggered, right? So again, even though I know what it is, like, we're humans, it's okay for you to be triggered and just recognize it, right? Now that 3D is my friend, and it's okay if you get upset. We're humans. We don't have to be perfect emotionally. So I was like, okay, well, no. So I reminded myself, no, I'm in the timeline where I have always been a priority in love. I've always been prioritized in love, where I always, like, my partner, like, is always there for me. He always has time for me because I'm his number one priority, right? Because yeah, there's that version of him that is really busy and never has time for me, and a version of me that feels like I'm not a priority. But there's that version of me where, like, he always has time, where I've always been a priority, where my partner always has all the time of the world, if I want him to, for me. Because that's what I want, period. So, because what? I did that, and of course I was upset when he canceled on me, and I'm like, no, like, I don't care what he said. And even if I'm upset, I'm like, no, I always get what I want. Why? Because I'm in that timeline where he always has time for me. I don't care. So in the 3D, Erika was just, okay, I'm just gonna eat chocolates and whatever, just go to bed. But in the mind, I'm like, I reminded myself who I am. No, I'm in this timeline where they always have time for me. And guess what happened? He started asking me, well, do you work tomorrow? Long story short, like, we hung out. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, I even surprised myself how things can change really quickly when you're like, no. this is what's gonna happen because this is who I am. And it happened. So anyways, like, this video is 24 minutes. Oh my gosh, like, I hope I didn't ramble on too much. I'm intending that this video like made some things wake up in your mind. I'm sure it did. But yeah, try it out and let me know how it goes, okay? But I love you guys so much. Thank you for liking, watching, and subscribing. And again, if you need or want my help, I would love to help you. I'm here for you. All the details are down below. Love you guys. See you next time.